Welcome to another Goody Reader comparison video. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
And today we're going to check out the Ectaco Jetbook Color against the Apple iPad 3. The purpose of this comparison is just to show you how the e-reading experience can differ from device to device. Of course, the Jetbook Color has e-ink Triton, which is color e-ink, versus the Apple iPad, which is, basically just full color LCD. We have basically different books open right now, but it's about the same amount of text. With the Jetbook Color, you can see that it does feature some pretty not bad crisp resolution. Looking at here, what would you say, just looking at it, which looks better?
It's hard to define better. I would say that the text in terms of character to character looks better on the iPad, but this is more this reminds you more of a actual piece of paper. It simulates the reading experience from a book more than that does.
And that's the essence of e-ink for those of you that might be coming in cold, where the purpose of e-ink is to basically mimic real paper, whereas the Apple iPad and other tablets are backlit, which means that you can read them in dark environments, but a lot of people say after long reading sessions that this, with the white background, kills your eyes, whereas this is not backlit, so it's dependent on ambient light. You can pretty well read this directly in the sun and have no glare, whereas if you have glare on here, it's going to pretty well kill your reading experience. Of course, this does have the ability to, change themes and stuff like that. So if you're reading it at night, you can do something like this. I hate night mode on tablets. I really do. So with the editing of the book experience, we are of course using iBooks, but a lot of the things like the Kindle app, the Nook app, Kobo app, they all really allow you to change your fonts. So you can change your different font, like what you want, Georgia, Times New Roman, etc. You can also change like your font size, and you can see that it all happens like in real time. What can you do with the Jetbook Color?
Can't really do any of that. Most you can do is change zoom, and this doesn't even really give you a good indication on what the end result will be. And when you do take a shot in the dark to see what it is, it cuts out of everything, and you have to go back to find out what the other options do to more refine your reading experience to what you would like.
Yeah, so in effect with the Apple iPad 3, it allows a little bit more flexibility with the customization of your ebook reading experience, changing the fonts, changing the font sizes, and changing different reading modes. Does it all in real time. You don't really have to deal with like a lot of lag. And again, we are using iBooks, but that carries over to a lot of the ebook reading applications. In the end, I really do like e-ink experience. I think like the text has a little bit of a higher resolution, saturation, and quality. It's a little bit easier on the eyes than this. Even looking at this is really bright, whereas this is not bright at all. The next thing that we're going to do is look at the comic book experience. Now we are going to look at different comics right here. But it's mainly a gauge of color and how the color experience looks. Okay, so you can see here that this is a comic book and it almost simulates real paper, whereas with this, it seems as though that it doesn't really simulate paper. The color's a little bit more richer, and you can interact with the text, With this, you can't really with that.
Yeah, I would say that although this is vibrant and, it's good resolution and it's really nice and bright and colorful and all that, this looks like a paper page from a comic book. That's all I'm going to say. This looks like it came ripped out of an actual comic book. The resolution is amazing. The colors are very vibrant for e-ink, and it's very it's just very comic book like.
Right. And when we showed you the ebook experience, that kind of carries over to the newspaper and magazine experience. We're not going to really get into that right now because, PDF files are PDF files, and the Jetbook doesn't really allow you a lot of flexibility, although I think I really do like, because I come from like a comic book background, growing up reading comic books, this is more closer to the comic book experience than this is. This again allows you a little bit more features and things like that, and if you're into gimmicks and things like that, you may want to get this. But I do like the ability that I can sideload my own content on here quite easy when it comes to comics. This I have to jump through iTunes and a lot of more hoops. So in the end, they're two different technologies. I do think that this is closer to actually reading a paperback book, closer than reading a real comic book, whereas like this, it has a lot of gimmicks with changing fonts and line spacing and things like that, but I think I much more prefer the Ectaco Jetbook Color for the ebook experience over the Apple iPad 3 for an e-reading experience.
Yeah, I would say I agree. I mean, this, no matter whether you're looking at a comic, a book, newspaper, this is going to be real comic, real newspaper, real book every time. This is always going to be an LCD screen. But it's all about what your reading experience you want. I mean, this, once again, we do have full LCD backlight, whereas this is completely non-backlit. It does require you to have light around you to read it.
For sure. So it's all depending on what you're wanting out of a device. The purpose of this tutorial is just to show you the two competing technologies and what you can expect from display screen to display screen. So for GoodyReader.com, on a comparison video of the Ectaco Jetbook Color against the Apple iPad 3, my name is Michael.
This is Peter.
And everybody take care.